Everyone, it's Coach Amy, and today I just want to share with you a little bit about my story in hopes that I may inspire or motivate someone in their health and fitness journey. So I just want to tell you a little bit about my background. I understand as a fitness professional that it's easy to look at someone who is at a point in their journey where they're further ahead, they're a couple years in, and just look at how dedicated they are and how motivated they are. And I know it's easy for us to compare ourselves and compare where we are in our journey and start to feel not so good about ourselves. But just to remind everyone that we all start somewhere, and no matter where we're at in our journey, it's never easy 100% of the time. So just remembering that you're not alone, and that the people who are on their journey and at a point where it's a little bit easier for them, we still have struggles, and we're all still human. And there are days where, as much as I love fitness and I love working out, when I hear my alarm go off at 5 a.m., I will hit the snooze more than I should, and sometimes I sleep through my workouts. I'm a human, but it's to a point now where I understand that, it's a lifestyle, and every day is a struggle for balance, and it's life. Something is going to come up, but we make time for the things that are important to us. And to me, my health is extremely important, because without it, I couldn't live out my passion every single day and help others to discover their passion. So I make it a priority. I don't find the time, I don't find the time, I make the time. That's how it is. I don't find the time. I make the time to work out, and I find the money to spend on good food and, of course, my Shakeology, because it helps me to maintain my health. I haven't been sick since I've been on it, and I can't afford to get sick because I'm way too busy. So Shakeology fits into my budget because, well, a lot better than getting sick and having to take a week off, fits into my budget. So we make time, and we find the money for things that are important to us. So I just want to remind everyone that we are all human, and we do all have a beginning. So to give you a little insight as to my beginning, my fitness journey started somewhere around 2006, which was right after my freshman year of college. Freshman 15. It's not a myth. Actually, no, freshman 15 is a myth. It's more like the freshman 20. So that being said, I was always active in high school, so I never really had an issue with weight or body image or anything like that. I loved soccer, I loved gymnastics, I loved cheerleading. I just always loved being active and moving and feeling alive. I don't understand how people feel alive by sitting in front of the TV all day long. So I was always doing something. That being said, my freshman year of college, I decided not to play soccer. I went to a community college about an hour away from where I grew up, and I decided to go for massage therapy after taking culinary arts at a vocational school for my junior and senior year of high school. I decided that wasn't what I wanted to do with my life, and so massage therapy seemed like a legit idea. So I went to a community college about an hour away from where I grew up, and decided to take massage, which was a competitive program, I think is something they call it. You had to have a certain grade. You had to get above a certain, grade to stay in the program, essentially. So I thought, I'm not going to play soccer. I'm just going to focus on my studies, aka party as much as possible, and eat terrible food. So after a year of massage, which was incredible, I loved the classes, I loved my teachers, I loved my classmates, the material I was learning was interesting, but massage therapy in and of itself was not for me. And when I came to that realization, it didn't make sense to drive back and forth an hour away. I was going home every weekend and doing my laundry for free at my parents' house, and visiting my friends and all of that stuff. So it didn't make sense after I decided not to take massage. So I transferred back home to SUNY Potsdam, which was a 4-year university, and I went undeclared. my sophomore year because I had no clue what I wanted to do, and just took some general education classes and was doing really well in intro to psychology. So when they told me I needed to declare a major before my junior year, I decided psych. Sounds interesting, sounds fun, why not? But then it wasn't until someone asked me what I was going to do with my psych degree that it occurred to me that I had no passion in that field at all either. So after changing my major a few times, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. Luckily, I got a job at the fitness center where I was working on my fitness journey, which, again, not easy at the beginning. My sophomore year and junior year, or going into my junior year, was very on again, off again, go to the gym for a week, not for a week, and get back on the wagon, and then fall off the wagon. I went to see the fitness director who made me a personalized program, and this fitness director just so happened to turn into my first mentor about 2 years after I went to see her for the very first time. So after she made me my first program, I stuck to it for a little while, about a month or maybe 2 months, and then the program got stuck in my gym locker and it was never to be found again. So again, it was very on again, off again, just like everyone else getting into their journey. I had no desire to go to the gym. It was an inconvenience. I didn't want to do it, but I knew that I needed to make a change. So it was right around 2008 when I finally got myself into a routine. I had come to the conclusion that I needed to make a lifestyle change. I couldn't just be inconsistent and expect to get any sort of result. So it took a lot of struggle, but the gym opened at 6:45 and I got myself into a habit of being there by 6:40. I was waiting for the doors to open. I would go, I'd get my workout in before my classes, and it became easier. I did it full time for, a couple, I think it was like a whole year maybe, before I finally got a job working the desk and cleaning equipment. And it wasn't too long after that, maybe 2 months, where the fitness director, who had made me my program a few years prior, had sent out an email asking if anyone was interested in taking a personal training certification. So of course, I was at a point in my fitness journey where I had become consistent and my friends were asking me for advice and what was I doing. So I thought there might be something to this fitness thing, and that was the year I was a psych major, and I again didn't feel any passion for that, but when I was at the gym, I felt like I was home. So when I got that email from the director asking about training, I jumped on the opportunity, and of I think there was 8 or 10 of us that took the course. I think only 2 of us passed the written and practical, and I believe the only one of the main reasons that I was one of the 2 to pass both sections was because of my classes that I took my freshman year as a massage major. Anatomy and physiology, myology, kinesiology, I had all of that background. It was all still in here, so it helped me to pass that certification. So I got my first training cert through AFA in 2008, and so I started training at the gym instead of, I'd still clean equipment and do all that stuff, but I would also see personal training clients in between classes, and I did that for about 2 years. I graduated with my bachelor's in May of 2010. I worked at the fitness center for another year after graduating, and I was also at that point introduced to Zumba, where I went to my first class, totally fell in love, and became a Zumba fitness instructor. I started teaching at the fitness center where I was working and training, and also at a local elementary school and at a dance studio, and so I was all over the place. I was working really hard, but as far as having a plan for the future in fitness in upstate New York, there wasn't a whole lot of options for me, and that's when I decided to take my master's online and move away from home. So in June of 2011, I moved to Boston for the summer. I came out here to Colorado, to Summit County for my first winter in 2011, learned how to snowboard at the age of 24, I stayed out here for that first winter, went back east, lived on Cape Cod for a summer, was working odd jobs while I was doing my classes online, and it was the summer I was on Cape Cod that I graduated with my master's. At that point I was still working odd jobs because I was still bouncing all over the place. A few months later, came out back here to Colorado for my second winter out here, and was still working odd jobs, not really sure where to go, wasn't sure if I was going back east or staying out here or what we were going to do, so I wasn't really trying to gain a fitness following because I didn't want to start working with clients and then up and leave. So it wasn't until the summer of 2013 where I decided I was staying in Colorado, at least for a little while, for a few years, and then it was time for me to get back into the fitness industry. So I got a job teaching Zumba and Aqua Zumba at the rec center in Fairplay, Colorado, where I currently teach, in addition to PiYo that I teach now, as well as seeing personal training clients. I train clients in Frisco at Peak One Fitness. I teach fitness kickboxing and TRX conditioning and Zumba at Altus Training Center in Frisco. I'm going to be starting a PiYo class at Keystone Lodge and Spa, one of the resorts around here, and I also am a Beachbody coach enrolled in my business Fishing for Diamond, and I have a lot going on. But again, this is my lifestyle now. Fitness is my lifestyle. I need to remain healthy. I am now in love with snowboarding, which I never in a million years would have dreamed that would ever even be a possibility growing up in the flatlands of upstate New York. I never learned how to ski. I hated the snow. And quite frankly, I'm petrified of heights. So the fact that I even can get on a chairlift is incredible to me. But fitness is my life, and it's my passion, and I love getting to share my passion with people every single day in all kinds of ways, to my challengers in my online fitness groups, to my group fitness class participants who show up on a weekly basis, who are always there, who support me every single day. They motivate me more than I can even tell you. My personal training clients of who I work with clients from the ages currently from 16 to 78. It's incredibly inspiring to get to work with all age groups, all fitness levels, and I want to be able to reach and inspire and motivate as many people as possible. And this company, Beachbody, has changed my life in so many incredible ways. I was doing, I've been into fitness for, a few years now, since, 2008 when I got my first personal training certification. I now am an ASM certified personal trainer, an ACE personal trainer. I have my AFA group fitness certification. I've got 3 Zumba certifications, my master's in exercise science. This is my whole life, but I understand that everyone starts somewhere, and I love being the person who's going to take their fitness to the next level, who's going to decide that their health is a priority, but they don't know where to start. I want to be that person to help someone who might be in a dark place, because when I met my Beachbody coach, I was in a pretty dark place, and if it weren't for her, I can't even imagine where I would be right now. If it weren't for Shakeology, I can't even imagine how I would feel right now. Ever since being on Shakeology for over a year, I've not been sick once. And I used to get sick all the time. So Shakeology has changed my life, and my Beachbody coach has changed my life in more ways than I can even begin to describe. And PiYo, this program, ever since getting the home workouts and starting to take the live classes over this past summer, PiYo has completely changed my life. It's been incredible to have as a complement to all the high impact activities I do, from Zumba to Aqua Zumba and fitness kickboxing and TRX. Like, I feel like I beat myself up 90% of the time. So when I get to do PiYo, and it's low impact, and it's fun, and it's uplifting, and Shalene is amazing, I feel incredible. And I want to be able to pay this forward and share this incredible experience with as many people as possible. So if you need help with your diet, if you need help with your mindset, if you need help with your fitness journey, if you need help with anything, and you think that I might be able to help you in some way, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can send me an email, trainer.amy315@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram at tbbcoachamy. And you can also find me in these awesome videos on YouTube. So I hope that my message has gotten out there to someone, that my story has inspired someone to make a change, to reach out, ask me for help, or just reach out and say hi. I love meeting new people. So thank you for listening, everyone, and feel free to share your story with me if you so desire. Have a great day.